Hey everyone, Skull902 here, and this is part 7 of Super Mario Bros. 3. We're in the pipe maze world. This is gonna take half an hour. Goddamn. And before I go on to like my major topics of discussion, since like my quote-unquote new style of commentary for part 5 sort of failed, turns out I'm not so good at trying to take each level one at a time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna think about a topic of discussion, and then I don't know, I'll just interrupt myself to make notes on levels. So pretty much exactly what I was doing before, come to think of it. Hope you don't mind. And this mistake here, this roundabout that I had to do, I think I also made that mistake on the practice run. So that's nice and stupid of me. You can't have Skull902 gameplay without stupidity. But aside from that, the first thing that I really want to get into talking about is the day that this video is uploaded. It's going to be Christmas Eve, December 24th. And so since like the holiday before the holiday is going on, and tomorrow is Christmas, and the next part's going to be uploaded then, I thought that it would be a good idea to start off this part by talking about the things that I appreciate. And starting off the next part also with a bit about the things I appreciate. This part's going to be about like I'd say mostly fans and just like what I appreciate about being on YouTube. And then when I go into this sort of bit in the next part, it's going to be more so focused on friends and family. But what I wanted to say about my piece here is just like 3 days ago, I announced that I'm going to be stepping down from the main cast. Again, that's the main cast, not like the extra cast or anything, but I'm stepping down from the main cast on Sonic Song 182 next year. And the response that I got from that really got me thinking, and it took me like a couple of days to really sort of articulate or really think about what I wanted to say about the response that I got from all of you and whatnot, because I just want to again like properly express how I appreciate having you guys around. Just for instance, like with the commentary here, I'll say with the Mario Lost Levels and Mario 3 commentaries, I had been really beating myself up over my performance in the commentaries, and just really wondering, how the fuck anybody would possibly be able to sit down and watch this and be entertained by it. But a lot of the responses I got when I was saying, like, even though I won't be a main player on Sonic Song anymore, I hope that there's people who stick around. Like, pretty much everyone in the chat was saying, that they liked me for more than just being a big dumb purple cat on someone else's YouTube channel. One in particular said that, just for example, he liked the way that I did my live streams, that they were very chill. And even though I tend to not be informative during the live streams, like that's also video game commentary in a way. That's like live commentary, and it made me feel a bit better, a bit more confident about trying to be informative in commentary with you guys. And it just really warmed my heart that the people in that audience assured me that they liked what I had to upload to YouTube and would keep watching regardless of who I was affiliated with or the amount of presence I had with the people who I was affiliated with. And that's just incredible. That is just incredible, because I think the majority of my subscribers actually come from they discovered me through Sonic Song 182. So I'm very appreciative that they took the time, these people, my regular viewers, to not just subscribe out of niceness and leave it at that, but they actually checked out what I had to offer as my own thing, what I do for me in my own personal projects and stuff, to just see what I'm all about, and I would recommend doing that with any of the creators. It doesn't just have to be Sonic Song. If there are people involved in a group project that you decide to subscribe to as an individual, go ahead and see if their personal projects are something that you might want to look into, because you might just end up being surprised. So I'm glad that those people were nice enough to give me a chance in that respect. I gotta stop for just a moment to explain this. This level is very maze-like. A lot of the levels in World 7 are actually. It's called Pipe Maze for a reason. In certain versions of the game. All the worlds are named in the credit scroll, and in some versions, World 7 is called Pipe Maze, and in others it's just called Pipe Land, but the map itself is even a maze. Like, you saw me get lost as Luigi earlier on, when I was trying to find the Toad House, so it's definitely a world that likes its mazes. That is very, very certain. They give you 2 alternate ways to make it through here, and I didn't realize that during my practice run, so I died here the first time when I didn't have a super leaf. But the mushroom that I took, had Super Mario or Super Luigi, it would have given you a super leaf. But instead I took this one, which gives you a fire flower. I thought I was fucked, but some digging in the level design showed me that I was in fact very wrong about that assumption. So there's 2 ways to navigate this level. You do need to be able to break blocks with your head, though. So you need to be, at least super. You don't need the 3rd tier power up for at least the backup route through the end of this level. But you do definitely need to be able to. Well, I suppose you could make that as Small Mario or Small Luigi. They definitely jump high enough for that, but it makes it less painful at least. So there's that. Lots of times you'll have to backtrack in this level in order to do things like that. Build up blocks and whatnot. That's essentially this level. It's a big maze. Other levels in this world, the first level, for example, are actually confined spaces that run on Pac-Man logic, which is to say that if you walk off one end of the screen, you'll show up on the other. And those I think are the funnest levels in this world, aside from another one, which is actually a literal pipe maze. That one's the easiest level in the entire world. We'll get to it when we get to it, but that's basically the structure of World 7 here. So if you don't have a super leaf, don't think that you're down and out for this level like I did, because it's a wrong way of thinking. But what I was saying before, essentially, about like appreciating the people that watch my stuff, is that you know, it's a gesture that you didn't have to do at all, but it like, I don't know, it just warms my heart to see that not only did you subscribe to me because I was in a project that you like, but also that you decided to see what I had to put on the table and liked that as well. So for the people who were there during that announcement and saying, you know, I'll stick around, you don't have to worry about me, like, thank you very much. Thank you very much for, you know, the assurance that my position on Sonic Song 182, the most high-profile thing I've ever done, does not affect whether or not you like my videos. It's incredible. You know, I've gotten plenty of good opportunities from being associated with that channel. Like, there's no way in hell I would have been able to even talk to, let alone stream with, like, Courtney from Project SNT, had I not been a part of Sonic Song. There's no way I would have been able to talk to people like GGD or Pat Mac or anybody of that sort of level of popularity. Shadow759 as well, just to, you know, someone else that I can think of it on the top of my head. Had I not, you know, received that opportunity to be on a channel that big. It's incredible, and it's also given me the opportunity to speak with a hell of a lot of fans, and I think that's my favorite part about the whole thing, is being able to interact with the people who like this stuff, and see who exactly likes, you know, like see what exactly someone likes about you know, the project or projects, and what they don't like. You know, so, you know, get to know their tastes, and get to know them personally in some cases. You know, I don't know if this is gonna sound generic or corny or anything, but you know, it amazes me, really. You know, you get taught this when you're a small child, but it really does amaze me when you've talked to so many people, so many fans, so many people who like the thing that you're in, and I swear no two of you are the same. No two of you are the exact same. Some might have similar names, some might have similar tastes, you know, some might even have like similar brand, I guess, you know, like a similar profile picture or colors that they like to use when identifying themselves or whatever, but no two of you are exactly the same, and I think that's like a really cool thing, just to be able to get to know you guys as individuals, at least a little bit of you guys anyway, or getting to know you a little bit, I should clarify. It's incredible. And I just wanted to sit back here in celebration of the Christmas season and talk to you guys about how much I appreciate the opportunity and ability to speak with people that I respect, as well as people who like me and the stuff that I do. To just be able to do that is absolutely incredible. So, Thank you for those who gave me the opportunity, and thank you all, the viewers, for giving me some good experience talking to you guys. It's been incredible. It has been absolutely incredible to just go out and get to know you. And I hope that remains a constant in the future. Definitely an amazing thing that no creator on YouTube should take for granted, I think. No creator should be able to, or should be taking the ability to talk to individual fans, or even being able to hear people say that they like your stuff. Nobody should be able to take that for granted. Or nobody should be taking that for granted. It's been incredible, but I'm repeating myself now, so I'm gonna stop that and move on to some notes. At least about this level that we just saw, in particular. That level's pretty interesting, actually. Since like there's no enemies that can kill Mario until the very end. And that's sort of a point that I had to make about like the world being very maze-like, is that you've got to figure it out all your own, because it doesn't seem very obvious at first, which way to go or what to do or anything like that. This little section right here in this level is I believe the only opportunity to get the 1-up trick in Super Mario 3. But anyway, it creates a creepy atmosphere, that fortress, I think. To just have nothing around until Boom Boom at the end. So good job on you, Nintendo, for making a bit of an atmospheric level here in Super Mario Bros. 3. It was an interesting touch for sure. But now, let's move on to the next sort of major thing that I wanted to talk about, and that's another episode of the fucking cartoon. Yep, I'm doing this bit again. God help me. So I just wanted to talk about an episode that I saw before recording this. Princess Toadstool for President. Ah, yes. Because somehow in a monarchy, they have general elections to choose their leader, even though that defeats the whole purpose of a monarchy. But and you know what? It wasn't even close to an election year either. It was in the middle of Bush Sr.'s term, so I don't know why the writers decided to do that, but whatever. Speaking of political figures, I'm not going to get overtly political in this, so I'm sorry if you're anticipating any jokes. Lol, them Democrats and Republicans, am I right? No, I will have none of that on my channel. Sorry. But getting into the plot of the episode now, and Jesus Christ, getting into the plot of the episode. But before I do that, this level's a fucking dick. I'm just saying that now. It gives you a few opportunities. You got to run across these nibblers to get the Starmen, and you know, the way that the Starman pops out depends on where you are when you hit the block. So you gotta be real fucking careful, and in Super Mario 3, Starmen don't last that long. So you really gotta be fucking careful. This one took me a good number of tries, let me tell you. So, Princess Toadstool runs for president. The episode starts with Toad, he's like, "Oh god, princess! It's bad. Koopa's gonna send out Paragoombas to eat the whole land." And so we see Koopa and one of the Koopalings go out and set that up and let the Paracoopas free. Mario and Luigi stop them. And then Princess Toadstool's like, "You know, you motherfucker. If you want to rule the kingdom, so much, if you want to rule this goddamn land, why don't you do it the fair and square way, you little bitch? And then, you know, because this is a show for children. And then Koopa's like, you know what? That sounds like a pretty good idea, actually. To the surprise of the Koopa kids. He agrees to face off against Toadstool in an election. For, again, the monarchy of the Mushroom Kingdom. It's an election. But, you know, fair's fair. These are leaders who apparently are in favor of a democratic system where the people get to choose what they want to have in their country. So, you know, good on them. Whatever. Anyway, Bowser, after agreeing to this, it like cuts to the castle and he's just like, oh shit, I really got myself into a number, didn't I? How the fuck am I gonna win this? People fucking hate me and they love Princess Toadstool. And then fucking Ludwig or Kooky comes in and he's like, well, Dad. That's sort of an approximation of his voice. He's just like, I've got this nice guy potion. And so he sprays Bowser in the face, and then Koopa's just like, you know, he's instantaneously nicer. So it's like kind of sort of a facade, because like the potion starts to wear off after a bit, so he's like, eventually he's just pretending to be nice. But, you know, he turns around and he's nice. And, like, because the people, the citizens of the Mushroom Kingdom, in that show are fucking stupid. Anytime that they're on the show, they're just a group of idiots who will believe anything. This was the level I was talking about earlier, by the way. That's basically, like, an actual pipe maze. But the citizens of the Mushroom Kingdom are pretty goddamn stupid. So they just instantaneously believe that this isn't a trick, because, you know, he gives them cool stuff, which actually translates into a pretty funny joke later on, where Toad's like, "Oh man, Princess, how are you gonna win the election when Koopa gives them all this cool stuff?" And he's like wearing a Koopa shirt when he says this, so it's fucking great. Anyway, the citizens are dumb, basically, is the point. And Bowser's built himself up a good reputation. But, you know, the secret doesn't last for long, though, because Mario and Luigi spy on Bowser talking to the Koopa kids, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm so fed up with being nice. I can't handle it anymore." And so Kookie's like, "Well, Dad," I need to stop doing these voices. He's just like, "Well, Dad, I'm gonna make up some more potion for you so that you can win." So, you know, Mario and Luigi, they're off to the castle in order to stop that. They make up a plan. Luigi distracts the Koopa kids. Mario dumps the potion. Oh no, Bowser doesn't have his fucking potion anymore. You know, I'm getting a little too ahead of myself, but I'll just finish up the plot summary before I, you know, talk about my favorite scene. So, oh fuck, Koopa doesn't have the potion anymore, but the Koopa kids, they like pep talk him, you know, "Nah man, you don't need that potion, you can fake this. You're incredible. You're the best fake in all the land." And he's like, "Yeah, I am a big fucking fake, ain't I?" Because again, this is a show for children. So Princess Toadstool, she gives her speech, and then she's like, "Alright, Bowser, come on, give yours." So then Bowser comes on and he starts, and then very rudely, his opponent, Princess Toadstool, interrupts him. And she's like, "Yo, I just got news that you used a nice guy potion in order to cheat your way into gaining support for this election." And then, idiotically, Bowser's just like, "No, I didn't. That's a fucking lie. And if anyone implies that, I'll beat the shit out of them." And then it comes time to vote. Bowser loses resoundingly, if that's even a word. A resounding loss for Bowser. 6 million and some votes for Princess Toadstool. 1 vote for Bowser, and it was himself. So we gotta presume that if his mom's alive, even his own mother didn't vote for him, which very much reminds me of Jeb Bush. Come to think of it. I will appreciate anyone who gets that reference. So he loses. The Mushroom Kingdom is still in the hands of Princess Toadstool. Everything is dandy and okay. So Bowser could not win in a fair election. Which may have just been the most legitimate plan that he ever had to take over the Mushroom Kingdom in any of the cartoons. Even if he did have the assistance of the nice guy potion. So yeah, that's basically how the episode ends. The episode seems to be one of the cheapest in regards to just the general quality of the animation and editing and whatnot. They reuse a lot of shots, and a lot of times the animation looks sloppy and stuff. I'm surprised that they didn't make any mistakes that I can recall, like miscoloring Mario or Luigi, or like making one character's voice come out of another character's mouth, like my favorite moment in the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, where Luigi says something, but it's the princess's voice. What was that about mashed potatoes? But anyway, very low quality to the animation in that episode. Even comparative, because let's not kid ourselves here. The entire Deke Mario cartoon series was incredibly cheap. But one last thing that I want to note about that episode in particular is my favorite scene. Like I said, I kind of skimmed over this, completely forgot about it for a little while. Where the princess, in the middle of this whole thing, before they find out about the nice guy potion, is giving her citizens a bit of a pep talk about how she should be the one elected to the position of ruler of all the land. And she starts this off by saying, "Ask not what Koopa has done for you today, but what Koopa tried to do to you in the past," which actually seems to have correctly predicted the nature of political attack ads, and as well as modern attitudes toward redemption. So let's just say that Super Mario Bros. 3, a cartoon that really was ahead of its time, But she says that, and that's the particular reason why it's my favorite scene. I just kind of thought that was funny. But the particular scene, like, she wants to put on a fireworks show after this because, the citizens of the Mushroom Kingdom are probably so fucking stupid that they would vote for somebody just because fireworks. Just because, ooh, pretty. But the two Koopa kids, Cheatsy and Kooky, they're just like, yo, we're gonna blast a firework into this fucking mountain here and crush the princess to death. And they do, and a bunch of blocks fall. Peach falls off a cliff, and then Mario and Luigi are like, "Oh no, the princess is fucking dead! Ah, this is horrible, Mario!" I thought I was gonna stop doing these voices. They find her. She's all right because she used a warp pipe to escape just in time. And then Luigi faints, and I think he makes a silly noise when he faints too, which is wonderful because, like I said, perfectly fitting voice for Luigi. So he faints, it's just like, oh God, Mario, you know, probably something like that. I don't quite remember, but fantastic episode. If you could get over the shitty animation, just to hear Harvey Atkin or Atkins, I don't quite know if there's an S on the end of his last name. Just to hear him being nice. Oh hey, speaking of the princess, we're gonna get a letter from her. Except not, because Bowser has kidnapped her in the meantime. It was all a setup. That thing I alluded to earlier when I was explaining the plot. All a fucking setup. Bowser has kidnapped the princess. But what I was gonna say about Luigi earlier. Perfect voice. The episode in particular, Princess Toadstool for President, good stuff. Go watch it in anticipation of the U.S. general election next year, eh? And please, for the love of God, leave political comments out of the comments of this video. So yeah, good stuff. That's that, though. So next time, I'm gonna go ahead and save the princess, because it looks like Bowser had us on a wild goose chase so that he could, snatch her. And I'm gonna get her back. I'm gonna save the Mushroom Kingdom and tell Bowser that he's a stupid motherfucking asshole, and if he wants to rule the kingdom, he should challenge the princess in an election. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time for part 8. Going to Darkland, saving the princess. I've been Skull902, thank you for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful day.